Hello, everyone. Welcome to the UHC NFL podcast, week 7. What do you think about that? I'm Reggie Flo. I'm an Eagles fan.
Frost, Detroit Lions fan. Hey, we got the dub.
I'm Tony. I'm a Ben DiNucci fan.
Yeah, you little fucking Dallas, you fucking Dallas
No, no,
fan.
no, 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 no. Who said it was a Cowboys fan? I said I'm a Ben DiNucci fan.
All right, wait. Can we let him go?
I'm BBR and I'm depressed.
I'm depressed.
I'm a Bears fan.
Yes.
So
So,
much time into
we do not have Ejeko this time. He does have a message. I need to pull it up. Hold on. uh, Teddy is good, but so are the Saints. Super Bowl back on, baby. I'm not giving it a shot. I've tried it one time to do the accent, and it don't work. So, we also don't have Connor this time, and we didn't think we were gonna have Frost. We said, "Hey, Tony, what's up? How's it going?"
Tony,
Hey.
got this weird ass Dallas fan.
He
Yeah.
is. He is a Dallas.
I don't know
fan.
where the accent's coming from, but yeah.
I'm a Dallas fan.
I'm surprised that I allowed myself to let him in, but hey,
Yeah, you're right.
this whole podcast run by an Eagles fan. He's gone. All right, cool. You know,
Oh, that was quick. All right.
we got. Did he leave the group? Oh, Frost removed
Frost
him.
removed.
Frost, what
I
the
got
fuck? I thought he just left the call. Yeah, we got some double rivalries going on. You know, still not a single AFC team ever in this group.
Can you call the Lions a rival? They kind of suck.
They're
Shut the
you
fuck
know
up. You should have lost week.
they're a
You won't be
divisional
able to-
rival.
Hey, at least we're not the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, they're not in last place. All right, let's get into it. A couple of big news. I don't know if this is too big, but there's a dude who signed with the Buccaneers. What's his name? Anyone remember?
Antonio
It's
Brown.
like Mr. Big something or other. I don't know.
Oh, I think Tony's right. It's Antonio Brown.
Big dick.
Oh, yeah.
AB signed with the Bucks to start Week 9 against the Saints. Ejeko is loving himself over there. I'm sure he's very happy. He spammed "kill myself" like 15 times after we told him that. So, you know, maybe that's why he's not here. We'll get into that.
I mean, who do you cover? But we'll get into that yet.
Yeah, like you got, even if like Godwin doesn't play because he's hurting a little bit, you got Mike Evans, you got Scotty Miller, and now you got AB in the backfield. Like, and you got Leonard Fournette.
mean-
You got everything.
Oh, you know, and Rob Gronkowski could roll out every so
And
often.
Rob Gronkowski, he scored a touchdown.
Rob Gronkowski had a big game.
I'm not convinced in their defense though, so I wouldn't call them Super Bowl champions at this point.
They fucked up Aaron Rodgers pretty well.
Well, you know, Aaron Rodgers, he can only do so much. Like I love Aaron Rodgers, but when he doesn't have anyone around him, he can only do so much.
I do also think that if the Buccaneers beat the Saints, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but if the Buccaneers can beat the Saints next week, Week 9, this is actually like week and a half from now, then I will think they are the favorites to win the South.
Yes,
they're looking
right now. I don't.
they're
I
looking
don't think
better.
they're Super Bowl contenders still. I think they still have a little bit to go. I still think they need to really pump up that secondary. Like I get it, the secondary is great, but if they're really going to try to compete with teams like the Seahawks, teams like the Air Raid Cardinals, they really need to bump that up because Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray are just going to fly all over them.
Anyway, next news.
Is there any other news?
I don't know, is there?
I don't think so. Not related to otherwise, just the game's going. I don't know. We were like mid time where we realized that like BBR and I realized
That Bill O'Brien got
was
fired.
and we forgot to mention it till we got to the Texans game. All right, let's jump right into it then. Thursday night football, game 1, Giants at the Eagles.
Oh shit, I gotta do communist picks. Fuck.
Yeah, me too.
Did you say
You're
communist
still
picks? Did
Yeah.
anyone else hear communist picks?
Oh, BBR, where's the sheet at?
Just go ahead. Do it silently.
It's in the submission, I think.
And
someone
you never
posted it.
did the announcements like you normally do.
I'll do them
Oh,
as we go through.
Yeah.
Wait. Also, are you looking at the? Oh, we're talking about Week 7. Got it.
We're talking about Week 7
Got
right
it.
now. Yeah, we're
That
recapping
was like-
here. We're
yeah, okay.
recapping. Don't worry.
Gotcha.
I know what's coming for the Eagles. I know what we're doing.
Yep.
So Giants and
Waiting for that
Eagles.
conversation.
Did anyone like? Okay, I know I'm biased because I'm an Eagles fan. Did anyone expect this to come down to like the last minute, like it did?
I
Yes,
did,
this is the NFC
because
East.
The
Okay.
division is ass. Like no way, any way you put it, the division is absolute ass, and like any team is gonna have a close game against any team,
True.
no matter where.
Well,
All I gotta say is you almost lost to the Giants.
we'll we'll get to your game, but your game wasn't too close there, Tony. So
No, yeah, I know.
don't be
We're playing
talking
a
too
decent
much.
team.
Excuse me, a decent team?
That was a joke.
Okay, good. It better be.
Actually, this game completed the triangle of suck of the NFC East, didn't it? Because Eagles beat the Giants beat Washington,
And Washington beat Dallas.
beat Dallas,
And the Eagles.
Washington is going to have the best record in the division.
The only team that Washington hasn't beaten in the NFC East is the Giants, which is the only team I think is worse than them. Wait, no, hold on. Yes, worse than that. I said it right that time.
I think the Washington football team actually has a shot at making the playoffs.
At this point, I think the Giants are the only one who don't. Because I just think the team sucks so
If they
bad.
had Saquon, then maybe, but since they don't, yeah, no chance.
Like, alright, Danny Dimes. This is what everyone was talking about from the game. It's funny. Danny Dimes runs, I think he hit 22 miles per hour or something like that. And then the turf monster got him and went down at the 5. Still scored out of the drive, but
Turf monster.
it was pretty entertaining for me after the fact. It wasn't entertaining for me in during the event because I thought we just got smoked by Daniel Jones, which we did. I'm not afraid to say it. I should be, but I'm not. Other than the run, Daniel Jones was 20 for 30 for 187 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then he also had 4 carries for 92 yards. What did that one clock out at? Like 75 or something like that?
80.
80 yards. All right, cool. Wentz, I still like him, obviously. 25 for 43, 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then 2 scores in like 6 minutes to win the game. I mean, I thought it was hopeless. But I liked it. Can we call Boston Scott a giant killer now? Is that legal?
I guess, maybe.
Game-winning
All I'm
touchdown this
saying
year,
is
3
that-
touchdowns last year.
I personally think that Danny Dimes in a couple years, when Dak inevitably leaves the division and Carson Wentz, I think there could be a chance that Daniel Jones becomes the best quarterback in the division.
You're gonna need some more support around him. They're gonna need to start drafting better at that
Oh
O-line.
yeah, for sure.
Andrew Thomas
But
is
I
not
think they
panned
do.
out.
I think they. Okay, what I've been saying for years about that draft is that I think they could have gotten somebody infinitely better with that pick. However, having Dan and dropping back to their second round to pick Dan Jones, which would have been smarter. I still think Dan Jones is the quarterback of their future. I just
agree.
don't think it's yet. I think he needs a little bit more time to develop and.
I mean, he's a real scrambler right now, and it's because
Oh,
he
yeah.
has to be. That O-line is one of the worst in the league.
Yeah, like let's say he's behind an O line like a healthy Dallas O line or the Arizona O line.
For God's sakes, even Indianapolis O-line, one of the better
Yeah,
ones in
even
the league. And you
Yeah.
could be seeing him doing some, maybe you're looking at Daniel Jones who does better in Indianapolis than he does in New York. Probably better in Indianapolis than Phillip Rivers is on the offense
it's
anyway.
better overall. Just he needs to have more people around him. That GM whatchamacallit? That GM, I forget his name, but he just really needs to beef up that O line. I think that's the first thing they need to do because they realized with Saquon is that Saquon's not always safe. Saquon getting hit that many times eventually wore down his ACL and eventually tore it. So he needs to. They really need to beef up that O line.
And they
And
need
if
to
they
be
don't,
evaluating
they're
the
gonna lose
talent
their star
better
players.
because they picked Andrew Thomas at the number 4 spot.
Yeah.
And again, that hasn't been looking too great.
No.
Especially compared to
They
a
really
lot
need
of
to pay
O-linemen
attention on the
taken
draft.
after him. I'll give you a comparison. He's a right tackle now, not a left tackle like Thomas, but I'll give you a comparison. A guy Eagles picked up in the 4th round, Jack Driscoll, has been looking good. There's another guy whose name I can't remember because I'm terrible at remembering non-Eagles O-linemen. Pretty much everyone taken after him has been looking better so far because he was taken 4th spot.
There was a guy picked in like the 2nd round for the Cowboys that
Yeah, I think that's who I was trying to think of.
That he literally he's now playing center because our main center is injured because literally the entire fucking offense is injured. Oh, Biastis, whatever, Tyler Biastis.
That sounds familiar.
He was drafted, I think, 2nd round, and he is playing like a monster. And literally, fucking Giants had 2 shots to get him, and they didn't.
Just a
So,
total missed opportunity, really.
yeah, that's another one that's just complete miss.
Something else for the Eagles is the fact that Zach Ertz was put on IR. We are now learning that they were trying to shop him. They can't now before the deadline because he's on IR. So he's here, and I have not been happy with him this season. He's not been doing great, especially for making us think about his contract. I think it's like the third time I brought this up in a podcast, but now I'm kind of wish we had been able to because Rich Rod was looking pretty good out there. 6 receptions for 85 yards. And obviously Goddard's the future for us. PBR and Frost, what do you guys think about this game? Anything to say?
It was pretty shit. It was like
It was
horrible.
unbelievable.
It was pretty
was.
fucking shit. Not
It was
gonna lie.
tangible.
It was pretty bad.
It's a no. We're naming all the games that are divisional games about them a tank division game because it's for the tank division. 'Cause that division's gonna suck. It's gonna be sucking more than the fucking Detroit Lions. Or I bet you another Lions get a better record than whoever wins the West.
You have to remember that they play each other, so wins are coming
Yeah.
out of that.
Yeah, sadly. No, we can get some ties. Like Philly tying with the Cincinnati Bengals. Never know.
Yeah, I mean, good to see another tie. It looked like we were gonna get one. We'll get to that game. All right, so let's move on from this one. Let's talk about Frost since you're on a roll now. Lions at the Falcons. By the way, I want to mention something. Thursday night when I was driving home, I was driving to my dad's home to watch the game with him. Younger up and coming guy in Philly sports media, Elliot Shore Parks, calls and says he called the game for the Eagles Giants game. It's going to be 23-22. The game ended up being 22-21, and the people who were hosting the pregame were trying to figure out mathematically how it was possible for a 23-22 game to happen. Well, lo and behold, here's the Lions-Falcons game, 23-22. Go Lions, right? Frost, how the fuck did this happen?
The other than our defense is, our defense actually didn't do bad, to be honest. I mean, holding them to basically 22 points. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of points, but realistically, the game overall was fine. Coming until the last quarter, fourth quarter, Todd Gurley, the only thing he has to do, they're winding down the clock. They're about to win. The only thing he has to do is stop before he don't make the touchdown because then the Lions get the ball. But they can run out the clock. They have the timeouts. They can do whatever they want. Lions are out of timeouts. I don't know if it was the defender that dragged him because he was just on the momentum or what.
I was
Because
saying this to
himself.
BBR. I think he just was using momentum to try to push him through the tackle that he just wasn't able to stop himself before he broke the plane.
He doesn't stop himself. Touchdown Falcons! Everyone's.
It was the only time I think I've ever been watching a game and see the opposing team throw their arms up in a touchdown sign. It was amazing.
But then you have to remember they have to go for the. It doesn't have to go for the 2-point or not because they can just go. Lions get the ball back though, and everyone knows that's something you do not do. You do not give Matthew Stafford the ball back with a minute left when
And they pulled it off.
Wins the game basically. I'm not that surprised that they pulled it off.
You just gotta pat those stats from Matt Stafford.
It's such a Lions thing to do is to wait till the last fucking minute to go.
But I also thought this was
Swing
just.
the ball, swing the ball.
This was
Kenny
the
Galler's a
perfect
fucking
game.
Beast. You cannot change my fucking mind. I don't care if people saying trade him. No, fucking sign him a fucking contract. Pay him like we should have with Calvin Johnson and fucking keep him. Don't pull in their fucking generational talent, who's honestly amazing and is one of the best wide receivers. Probably one of the, I want to say, is definitely our best we've had since Johnson. But up there, probably better than Tate. Don't fucking get rid of him and trade him. And go, we need picks. No, we're not fucking rebuilding anymore. We're 500 right now. 10-6 is our future. Playoffs, baby.
You're rebuilding every year until you get rid of Matt Patricia.
Yo, yeah, that's why I get rid of him next year.
Yeah, he's been harping about getting rid of Matt Patricia for ages.
Oh, don't get me fucking started. That little fat motherfucker. I came in here and I had to fix everything. Motherfucker,
Look.
over 500.
There's a chance that you might regret that because right now I'm regretting losing Jason Garrett.
Oh, you lost Jason Garrett. Oh, yeah. But there's a difference, though. Mike McCarthy, yeah. Good ass fucking sign there, bud.
Lincoln Riley was open. He was open.
And then guess who else? And then, yeah. And now you have Andy Dalton, who might not even play next week. So,
It's me, Ben DiNucci.
yeah. So you have this weird ass motherfucker who's gonna start, who's probably like better than Andy Dalton. Who no one
Weird ass
I don't know about
motherfucker.
that.
The Red Rifle played like fucking. Oh my
I don't know about that. He wasn't that bad.
I never thought the Washington football team would actually look good, but guess what?
Okay, well, let's continue, and then we'll eventually get
We'll get to that
we'll
game,
get
don't
how
worry.
much we hate the
Anyway,
Cowboys.
We're gonna run through a couple of quick stats here. Matt Stafford was
Oh,
25 for
can I just say
36.
one thing?
What the?
I
I'm
have
in the
never
middle
seen
of talking. Does
an
anyone else
extra
hear me
point.
talking?
Listen. An extra point that was 48 yards, I think, was the extra point for the winning game.
Yes, because he got the 15 point.
Yeah, because
15
Danny
yard
Amendola
penalty.
goes, let's dance and shit.
Well, at least you didn't miss it, because that would have been something else.
Stats.
Matt Stafford was. This is the battle of the Matts. Matt Stafford was 25 for 36 for 340 yards and a touchdown. Matt Ryan was 31 for 42, 338 yards and a touchdown. Pretty similar stats, honestly. Yeah, I don't. There's nothing else really noteworthy about this except the Lions won the game somehow. It's the most Falcons loss I can possibly think of.
Well,
Well, okay. I didn't say most obvious. I just said most Falcons loss. This is a Falcons loss right here, patented. You got the. How many times have they choked the game this year? 3 or 4?
I think the Dallas loss was the most Falcons of them all.
Yeah.
No,
This
Just
is-
the onside
that's
kick.
back-to-back weeks of 90. They had back-to-back weeks of 99% win percent loss.
Oh yeah, playing the Bears. That's true.
They had back-to-back weeks of doing that.
And then
So,
Big Dick
you know,
Nick showed up.
they're a mess, and I think they really need to just reevaluate what's going on in that front office before.
I'm wondering if Julio's gonna get a shot a little bit.
I think he will. I think he's going to end up going to some big contender team that really needs a wide receiver right now. I
Green
could
Bay.
definitely see him- I could definitely see him going to Tennessee.
That's a good point.
You know, I could see him going maybe Seattle if Seattle pulls out all the stops for him.
Man, Seattle needs another A-grade wide receiver.
They might do it. It's Seattle. Like they will do it. You know, I can definitely. I can also see him going to Las Vegas. You know,
They are kind
there's
of running a
Are we
receiver
playing
by
North
committee
here or
town up
what?
there.
what?
I said Green Bay. Honestly, if they
Green
want
Bay will not pay for a star grade wide receiver. They don't do it. They never do.
Yeah.
if they were smart, they would do it because this year's the run that they need, and having a dual threat wide receiver, like having both of them would be great.
I mean, I would love to see a Devontae Adams, Julio Jones wide receiver core with Lazard as the number 3,
Did
but
Edelman get traded?
The Packers are never going to trade for somebody that can become a star.
what do you
bigger
mean
than
did Edelman
Aaron
get
Rodgers.
traded? What the fuck?
Rest in peace, Julian Edelman.
Yeah, that's Julian Edelman.
What?
Julian Edelman, you see that? He's gonna be gone for the season, basically.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Frost. Don't say I thought he was dead. What the fuck?
Julian Edelman murdered.
You just said rest in peace, Julian Edelman. Like, how the fuck am I not supposed to interpret that as he's fucking dead? God damn it.
I don't know.
You scared
Alright.
the shit out of me.
Next
Alright.
game.
Browns.
Yeah, there's a couple of
Love the
couple of
Browns.
nail biters going on here, and this game, this was close. It came down to a last-minute score. 11 seconds left on the board for Baker Mayfield to throw a pretty good dime. OBJ's out for the season, I believe.
Yeah, the Browns losing OBJ is probably the worst possible thing for their playoff chances.
I agree, because now you're gonna need not that I don't think he can, but you need Landry to step up a lot more.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it a lot easier for secondaries to really identify what the main threat is, because you don't have to worry about that dual explosive stuff. Like, this is a close game. Bengals took the lead with a minute left, and the Browns managed to pull off the win with only 11 seconds left. So it was a very back and forth game and a very good game. It was week 2 they played, and it was a good game too.
I personally don't think that this is a test to the Browns. I don't think this means the Browns are bad. I think this means Joe Burrow is just that damn good.
I mean, look at him again. 35 for 47 for 406 yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception. This dude routinely. I mean, in the week 2 Browns game, remember he threw over 60 times and had no interceptions. This dude routinely has been impressive, and behind a little bit better, even just a little bit better of an offensive line, I think we'd be continuing to see how good he is. Especially for a rookie. I mean, Tyler Boyd had 11 receptions for 101 yards and a touchdown. Baker Mayfield was 22 for 28, 297 yards, five touchdowns and an interception. Um, the Browns suck against the Steelers and the Ravens, but they sure keep it good against the Bengals. I'd love to
You
see if
know,
they are going to actually pull anything out, like
I think the Browns will make the playoffs as the new. Sorry,
seven
not the.
seed.
I think they're going six. Actually, I mean
Really?
their record's going to be inflated by the NFC East.
That's that's fair. That's
You
fair
know,
enough.
they're at most. I think they probably get 5 losses, just because of how bad the NFC East is. And
That's fair.
those losses, I think, are like the teams like the Steelers and the Ravens, and
I do think based on their first performances against the Steelers and the Ravens, they're definitely going to lose to them again.
yes. But that fifth loss is just like a possible other loss, just random somewhere in there.
Yeah, every team's got
Um,
a couple.
but yeah,
All right. Any Frost and BBR? Any other thoughts to add on this game?
Nope.
Kind of impressive by Baker Mayfield because I'm pretty sure his first like 5 or 6 throws were all duds or intercepted. So for him to turn that around and like go pretty
22
much,
for 28
yeah,
total.
it was quite the game.
It was down to the wire. I mean, this was like 3 games going on at the same time. I was watching on Red Zone, or 4 really. Panthers Saints ended a little early. We'll get to that. Another one was Steelers Titans. Steelers. Last week Ajeko and BBR laughed at me and Frost for saying that the Titans. Well, not laughed, but mocked us for saying that the Titans were gonna win. First half, definitely thought you guys were right. Second half, thought I was right, and they were a Goskowski doink away from. I don't think he doinked it; he shanked it. From tying the game and going into overtime. Steelers won 27-24. Um, Big Ben was 32 for 49 for 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, and one, two, three interceptions. There was a point in about mid third, I think it was, where it just started to turn around so much that he was throwing an interception or just dudding on, going 3 and outs and stuff, and he wasn't looking great. Um,
Ben is holding him back.
he was kind of on and off. And they scored 24 points in the first half and only 3 in the second. That Goskowski miss really helped them out.
Ben is holding him back. Like I don't
Holding the
see a way
Steelers
that he's
back?
not. Yeah, I get it. They're six
I
and
agree.
zero, but
I think everyone is giving the record and how good their defense is and how many explosive players they have on their offense too much credit.
exactly.
I don't think they're as good as their record necessarily shows. I don't think
Oh.
they've had too many challenges. Now, I could be proven wrong next week. We'll get to the Ravens game. I think we can be proven wrong next week. Um, but I think Big Ben has been very inconsistently playing half to half by quarterback, in my opinion. I think his age is starting to show, and his injury from last year.
Oh yeah.
I completely agree with that. I don't think it's him that is responsible for that team's record at all. Sure, he played a part, but it's rough.
I mean, you gotta have the guy throwing the ball, but 3 interceptions in this game. That's not great. And to only score 3 points in the second half against a team that you were dominating in the first half. This was a rough game. I did not think it was going to be as close as it was. Just coming down to the missed field goal. Speaking of missed field goals, Panthers at the Saints. This is where we talked about Jekyll's little message. Um, Saints won 27-24 off of what I believe was. Does anyone know the actual number? 65 yard, or was it 65-yard field goal? Yeah. No good, just a little bit short from Joey Sly to not win the game with a 2-minute warning on the clock. But I mean, it was a good game. It was a close game and a good game, and it was kind of exactly what I would have liked to see from these two playing. Because the Panthers have been very much exceeding my expectations this year.
This game.
It was a good game. No interceptions for our quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater was 23 for 28 with 254 yards and 2 touchdowns. Drew Brees was 29 for 36 for 287 yards and 2 touchdowns. Um, Here's what I'd also like to say. The A common argument I hear a lot is running back is a easily replaceable position. Mike Davis had 7 carries for 12 yards. I believe he's the RB1 with CMC out, right? Mike Davis.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
So just throwing that out there. I will look forward to seeing this matchup again when we do have CMC on there and see how that goes. Um, DJ Moore was 4 receptions for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's looking pretty good, catching balls from Teddy. I look forward to seeing this game again when they play again later in the season. That's my thoughts coming from it. It was a good game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Feel
All
free
right.
to jump in here.
I got nothing.
All right.
I, mean,
All
right, we'll move on.
agree with everything you said pretty much. It was
We'll
a
move
good
on.
game.
Here's a game that caused me to lose my fantasy game because I had Allen and Diggs. Bills at the Jets. Listen, what game was it? Week 6? Hold on. It was the Broncos Patriots game where the Broncos won 18-12 and they scored 6 field goals and no touchdowns. Hey, guess what fucking happened again? Bills scored 6 field goals and no touchdowns. 18-10. Tyler Bass, and he missed like 2 others. I'm pretty sure. Um, they sure used him a hell of a lot. Here's the impressive one for me. Even though the Jets went up 10-0 in the beginning of this game, and were up 10-6 at halftime, they were held to just 4 yards total of offense in the second half.
Okay, remember who we're talking about? The Jets.
It's the New York Jets. You know, there was a poll where people were asked who would you think would win, the New York Jets or the Clemson football team, and like 90% of
Clemson
people
football
picked
team.
Clemson.
It's just like the Cincinnati Bengals last year. Do you think the Clemson team could have beat the Bengals last year?
I think last year it would have been the LSU team versus because the quarterback of that team is going to go to the other team. Probably anyway. It shouldn't, but it should. But it will. Yeah. Basically, what happened is the Jets gave up 6 back-to-back field goals after not scoring.
That's the Jets thing to do.
Josh Allen was 30 for 43, 307 yards, no touchdowns. Sam Darnold was 12 for 23, 120 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, this game sucked. It sucked, and I wanted it to be good for me because I got some players on fantasy. But this game just was trash.
All I gotta say is easy. Whenever you see the New York Jets on the confidence picks, 14 right there. Might as well put it.
Yeah, someone let Allen know because he keeps picking teams like the Jets.
Yeah, giving them like one, like they're not gonna win. Anyone else have anything to say about this shit show of a game?
No.
We're flying, dude. This is going great. All right. Well, speaking of shit shows of a game, sorry, Tony. But no, I'm not. Cowboys at the Washington football team. Washington won 25-3.
Look, I just want to point out one thing. Dallas was only down, 9, and then they scored another field goal, so it was 12. It was only 12-3 when Dalton got injured.
Can I just say
True.
this? You know what's the sad thing? If Washington wins last week against Giants, they would be
They'd be
leading the
number one.
division right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
Look, and I don't think this is a testament to the Cowboys being bad. Yeah, I get their defense is atrocious. I don't think they're a bad team. They're just injured as all hell. Like if you look at it,
They also have the worst defense in the league, though.
Their entire starting offensive line from week
Yes.
1 is now on the IR. 5 members of the starting 11 in their defense, which they only held the Rams to 24 points, which is pretty damn good seeing the Rams this season.
20 points.
Tony,
Still, they 5 of them are injured. 4 on the secondary.
Tony.
We lost our starting quarterback.
Let him talk.
We lost our starting quarterback, who is an outright MVP candidate this season.
Oh,
And then we lost our backup, who's probably one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the Bengals. Who that was a pretty good backup.
And easily
And
the
we
best
lost
backup
him.
quarterback in the league.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. And we lose him, and now we're stuck with okay, we have Gallup and Cooper, great. Who the hell is going to throw to him? We have
DiNucci.
Ezekiel Elliott. Who the hell is going to block for him? It's a matter of we don't have anything. I think we have 10 starters that were from 10 starters on week 1 that are now in the IR.
You know what that sounds a lot like? The Philadelphia Eagles. Not gonna lie.
I mean, 3 teams in this league right now that are the most hurt are easily the Cowboys, Eagles, and 49ers.
Yes.
I think
the
that's the
Eagles
top.
still
It doesn't
got-
matter what order it's in. You can make an argument either way. That's the top three easily, and you can see it in some of the games that they've been
Yeah,
losing.
the thing though is Eagles still look like the better team compared to Dallas. Not
Oh,
gonna
Yeah,
it's only because of the it's only because we still have our starting quarterback. I mean, that's what it comes
exactly.
down to. You saw what
Don't
happened
worry,
when the
my
49ers lost their starting quarterback, and they
yeah,
lost to the
Dak was
Eagles, and they
Dak was
got blown
putting
out
this in
47
fire.
like 13.
what do you mean? Nick Mullins kicked the shit out of the fucking Giants defense. What are you talking about?
Didn't they
Dak
score like
Prescott was
17 points
literally
in that game?
Yeah, there was like 33 to like 9. Or
Oh,
it
that's
was
right.
high.
That's right.
That was when Nick Mullins came in because Garoppolo and everyone's like, "Oh, the Giants might have a chance of winning a game." No.
No, they got fucked.
Uh,
No, if you look at it though, Dak Prescott was literally putting this team on his back and just running him to the playoffs.
I agree with you.
You know what? You don't know. I have a question that I want to question. I asked this question a couple weeks ago, right when Dallas, right when Dak got injured. Here's a question for you, Tony. So I want this from your perspective. Do you think that this will affect his contract? Because this was a contract year for Dallas, for Dak.
See,
Do you think
I think it gives the Cowboys more leverage over him. During this whole contract dispute, it's been a matter of Dak just wanting more money and wanting a better contract, which Dallas did not want to give him. Now that he has this injury, Dallas has shit tons of leverage over him. If he really does want to stay, which I believe he does, because he always wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy. I think he does stay. However, I think it's at a severely less price than he would have gotten this last offseason.
I think you're
And
probably right. And that's the
Like-
gamble a lot of players are going to play, especially
Exactly.
the kind of scrambling quarterbacks that we're seeing more and more of.
Exactly. And, Dallas, if they wanted to, they could very well just tank every game, just say, fuck you, Dak, and go for and Trevor. They can do it. They have the ability to do it right now.
It's tough. You need the Jets
Yeah.
to win games, though. That's the problem. And then if
I'm not sold on the whole Jets getting rid of Darnold immediately yet. I think they're going to have a mistake, and make the mistake of keeping him for a year longer, not drafting Trevor, and Trevor falls to 2 or 3. However, that doesn't change the fact that Dallas very well could just tank the rest of the season and just go for a quarterback in the draft and say F you to Dak. And I would hate that, but they can. Jerry would do some bullshit like that just to make Dak resign.
that's Jerry Jones.
Only thing I gotta say is good luck having Mike McCarthy as your head coach for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
It's
You know
not
what?
great.
I don't think we'd be saying the same thing about Mike McCarthy right now if the Cowboys weren't injured as hell. Like, I get it. He would not be the best coach in the league. Would just be like, Mike McCarthy. Just
They would be 3-3 instead of 2-4.
They're 2-5, and they'd probably actually be.
Sorry,
You know what?
3-4.
I chalk. Hold on. Let me see the games.
Anyway,
the Seahawks, the Cardinals game would not have been such a lopsided. I still think we lose. The Browns game. We'd probably still be 3-4, but I think after this week with the Eagles, if we still had Dak, I think we would have beaten the Eagles.
I 100% thought we were losing this game because
Yeah.
going into this, I was like, the Eagles and Cowboys are gonna split. It's gonna be like last year, but in reverse because the home game's week 8 this time. But then I was like, there's no way. There's no way. This defense is garbage. Darius Slay's our only good member of the secondary, and he can't guard 3 amazing weapon threats. And we're just gonna get cooked the whole time. Now I think it's gonna be a little bit of the opposite.
Yeah, I think Eagles have this, and if let's say whatchamacallit, Dak Prescott is in here, and the Cowboys aren't injured us out. The Cowboys are at full strength, like they were in Week 1. I think they have a good shot of winning that Seattle game because there's a lot of holes on that Seattle game, and the Cowboys played really well.
Yeah.
If they had their secondary back, the Cowboys could easily steal a win there. That Cardinals game isn't so lopsided. This Washington game is a blowout for the Cowboys. Like, you look at if these injuries weren't happening, we would not be talking about Mike McCarthy as a fucking asshole shit coach.
Yeah.
It would be like the Cowboys are running away with the division because the Cowboys are the only good team in the division.
We would also probably still have been doing that because we were still doing that when he had won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. But, it's a matter of perspective on where the Cowboys are right now based on injuries. Like, I think we're starting 5 rookies right now. all of them were deep. That all of them were third or late rounder because we never had a second round. I'd CeeDee Lamb in the first, and then after that we didn't have another pick until the third. We have all those third through seventh rounders starting right now. So yeah, like it's a mess right there in Dallas, and I don't think it's getting better this season. I think this is a lost season for Dallas.
Anyone got anything to put on this game?
Nope.
All right. Moving on, Packers at the Texans. Packers won 35-20. Really was a much bigger win than even that because the touchdown came in garbage time. True garbage time this time. Not a close game, this one. Really just, scoreless first half for the Texans. Scored some points in the second half, but Devontae Adams was 13 receptions for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. Man went off this game. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers was 23 for 34 for 283 yards and 4 touchdowns. So, Packers looking great. Looking pretty good. Bouncing back a little bit from the Buccaneers loss. I don't know if that was last week or the week before. I'm just, Packers are a good team. I admitted it already, but I'll admit it again. I was very wrong about them.
I'm still not sold on them making a deep playoff run.
Maybe not deep, especially now that,
or even making it past the first round. I think they lose first round.
Depending on who they play. Could be.
So much holes. They have so many holes. Most likely they'll probably be the 3 seed.
Oh, I was thinking 2, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, either 2 or 3.
They're not getting that first round bye.
If the Packers are the 2, they're either facing the Rams or the friggin' not the Rams. Probably the Saints, right? No. Either Saints or Rams, whoever has a worse record.
It's gonna be hard to tell that.
Because I think the Cardinals lock up that 5 seed eventually. It's either Rams or Saints for that 7 or 6. So Packers go into the playoffs and play against the Saints or Rams. Saints or Rams, I think outclass them. I think they have better talent on their rosters. I don't think there's any way the Packers make it past the first round. Yeah, they get it. They're 5-1 right now, but whatever.
We could see it. I still think they're a pretty good team.
Tony?
Yeah.
Do you remember saying they wouldn't make the playoffs?
Okay, yeah, I admit it. I'll admit to saying the Packers would make the playoffs, but that also comes on the fact that I didn't think the fucking Vikings would be this terrible.
Yeah, me neither. That's definitely a team I thought was going to be a lot better than they ended up being, unfortunately.
Oh wait, Ngakwe.
Oh yeah, I literally just saw that too. Yannick Ngakwe went to the Ravens. That didn't last long.
Yeah, who knew trading was at first they traded for him?
I don't remember.
You think they traded? It's like a first. I'm pretty sure they traded for Ngakwe. Now they're only getting like a second or maybe even a third.
And some big brain moves.
The Ravens that we forgot about to talk about. Dez Bryant.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, to their practice squad.
Dez Bryant, that's okay. The Ravens are maybe we shouldn't do this, but no, there's no downside to Dez Bryant. Literally, a couple years ago in 2016, he's one of the best receivers in football. Then he gets injured and drops out. There's no downside. If you sign him to a league minimum, what's the harm?
Yeah,
you can see what he does. If he's still the same Dez Bryant, if he still can play, if not, then you just have him on your practice squad.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's no downside to this.
Back to the Packers.
The Ravens are kind of pulling back from it.
Back to the Packers Texans. Poor Texans.
I know.
That's what they get, though.
Yeah, I feel so bad for them.
The quarterback.
I feel bad for Deshaun Watson, man.
Yeah,
fantastic quarterback
Deshaun's
getting
gonna
fucked
have
by
his
the team.
entire career wasted in Houston.
I agree.
Because Deshaun's
It's gonna be like Matt Stafford.
He's not gonna switch teams. No matter how much money, because that's the way Deshaun is. So he's not gonna go anywhere other than Houston.
It's unfortunate, but it's the way it's gonna be. Anyone else want to jump in on this game before we move on?
All I gotta say is Deshaun Watson. Thank God you made a little bit of a comeback at the end. Oh no, the freaking Texans fumbled. They fumbled the what's it called? Fumbled, but after they recovered an onside kick at the ending, they had a decent chance of actually doing decent.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, so it was a they were down 20 to 30 something. They recovered the onside kick. There's probably about a minute 40 left. They have 2 timeouts. I think it was David Johnson on the bench.
And they'd have to score 2 touchdowns and at least 1 2-point conversion just to tie.
I wanted more points for Deshaun Watson because I started him that last year. Anyway,
I don't blame you. I wanted more points
and
from Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen. But then David Johnson goes,
Imagine
"Whoop."
having a quarterback that can actually get you points.
David Johnson goes, whoops, fumbles the ball right into Green Bay's hand. And I'm like, oh, God, this lost. So they find their loss, basically.
All right. Hey, speaking of teams slash people, I massively underrated. Buccaneers at the Raiders. Bucks
Uh-huh.
won 45-20. I'm gonna reel off some stats real quick before we break into the discussion because Tom Brady was 33 for 45 for 369 yards and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Um, that's Scotty Miller was 6 receptions for 109 yards and a touchdown. That's all I really wanted to point out. We're going to ignore who scored the first touchdown of the game for the Raiders. That doesn't really matter. I mean, no one really gives a shit about that.
But who was their top receiver?
The team
Nelson
lost. So,
Aguilar.
we don't need to worry about who was the Raiders' top receiver.
Yo,
Um,
who would realize that once Nelson Aguilar got off Philly, he actually could catch a ball?
All right, you know what? You want to do this? We'll do this. Nelson Aguilar, I don't care. He's inconsistent. I don't care how good he might look because he gets fucking like 6 targets a game at this point. He's still trash because of how inconsistent he is. You will see that soon. What did he do for this
Nelson
game? Put him to
Aguilar.
20 points and they lost by 15. No, 25. I swear I know how to do math. I went to school.
Does he have hands? No, he doesn't. For butter.
So the butter must have been removed after he left Philly.
Yeah. No. So what was happening was the New York Giants were sneaking into the Phillies locker, not Phillies, Philadelphia's locker room the entire season and just lathering up their gloves with butter, and then they would just sneak out.
I
And
mean, it
now
wasn't
that
even just the drops. Nelson Aguilar would pull his hands back from going and make a deep ball just because he thought he couldn't get it, when other receivers would have stretched out for it and definitely caught it. I mean, he dropped the possibly game-tying touchdown pass against the Patriots last year, against the Lions. I think it was his deep ball that he dropped against the Falcons. That dude cost us 3 games.
Also cost you $10.
Yes, and he cost me $10. I hate Nelson Aguilar. I don't
Alright,
care.
So Buccaneers.
Yeah, so okay, Buccaneers. Hey, this is relevant this time because he's on the fucking Raiders. But anyway,
All I gotta say is
listen, I was wrong about the Buccaneers. I was wrong about Tom Brady. Tom Brady has been looking really good. Apart from
I
forgetting
don't
what down it was
understand.
against Chicago,
I honestly don't know why people thought the Buccaneers were going to be bad.
I didn't think they were going to be bad. I thought they were going to be a wild card playoff team, potentially get a win or two. It was
I
Tom
thought they
Brady
were
who I
gonna
didn't
be-
think was going to be that good.
In my preseason, like playoff predictor, I had him at the 5 seed, and I had
That's
him
about
beating
where I had
Dallas.
him.
I had him beating Dallas in the first round because it's fucking Dallas.
I had him being
But
Philly, whatever.
the Bucks, I never thought would be. I figured this is where they would be. The surprise for me is the Saints. The Saints
They're
being
bad.
like such a mess right now.
They're not
That's the
doing
problem
great.
for me. They're getting better, but the early season mess that they were a little yikes.
Alright.
That's what surprised me. I knew the Buccaneers would do this crap. I'm not surprised about the Bucks right now.
Anyways.
But-
Oh yeah, Bucks good. Bucks good. Vegas bad. Not surprising.
No, I don't think Vegas is bad at all.
I don't
Apparently, the only thing you have to do is shut down Josh Jacobs. And
Yeah, but still, I don't think they're a bad team. I genuinely think there could be a playoff.
No, PBR, you're wrong. They can throw to Nelson Aguilar and actually catch the ball.
and lose by 25. I agree.
Yeah,
I
there you
do
go.
think the Raiders are a possible 7 right there.
I have them at about a 7 or a 6. Yeah.
All I gotta say is, imagine if they still had Cleo Mack.
Well,
Well, then they wouldn't have Josh Jacobs because that
That's
was
true.
a compensation pick from that trade, or at least in that position it was.
Oh yeah, never mind. We won't go into that.
All right.
I'm not in the mood to deal with that.
We got a couple of shutouts here.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with Khalil Mack either.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, that man running at me, I'd fucking just step out of the way, just been like, okay, your turn.
Yeah, I would just give up my life and be dead. All right, couple of blowouts here. Chiefs at the Broncos. Snowball in fucking October. Granted, it was at Mile High, but whatever. Chiefs won 43-16.
Oh my god, so surprising.
15-23, 200 yards and a touchdown for Patty Mahomes. This was a very just run the fucking ball with everyone we've got and just
Yeah.
kill them game.
I mean, when you have You have their was it Clyde?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire only had 8 carries for
Oh, why'd
46
you have
yards
to
and a
tell
touchdown.
them? We could have seen how you pronounced that.
True.
Here's the surprising thing, though.
You have him and fucking Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, they're like.
Well, they did not have Le'Veon Bell. Wait, yes, they
Did
did.
Le'Veon Bell? Yeah, they did.
Was this his
He
first
didn't
game
run
in?
that much.
I couldn't remember.
His first run was like a 15-yard run. There's a thing where I saw on Facebook. It goes, how many times did he have 15+ run with the Giants? Not the Giants with the Jets. It was like over 200 attempts one time. Well, first time with the fucking Kansas City Chiefs, already at 15+. I think he had like almost like 80 yards or something like that. It was something. It wasn't a ridiculous amount, but it was great for our first game and a new offense and everything.
What? Okay, there's something here that's very telling of this game. It shows that the Broncos' defense is trash. The fact that the top performers for passing throughout the entire game was Drew Lock. The top performer for rushing throughout the entire game was Philip Lindsay, and the top receiver was Albert Ukungwaka, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I can't read that.
That shows that this is a test to more the Broncos' defense rather than the Broncos being a bad team. I don't think they're a bad team. I just think their defense is absolute trash without Von Miller.
I mean, if I was like, Bradley Chubb has been doing decent. He got sacked.
Yeah.
This game. You can't say that it's completely trash because they have Bradley Chubb. He's not bad.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying
He just can't carry the defense by himself.
yeah, he can't carry the defense the same way Von Miller can.
This is definitely a very one-sided game. It was unfortunate to see because I really wanted to see some good shit out of the Broncos this year, but we just haven't.
It was a good free 13 points.
I don't think it shows that the Broncos are like the Broncos. This is a good showing for the Broncos, except like on offensive wise.
Can I say that the only reason why I won fantasy last week was literally because Trevor they didn't throw the ball like at all. It was all mostly rushing because would you say 200 yards and a touchdown? I think what you said.
For Mahomes,
yeah,
yes.
For Mahomes, yeah.
200 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, Mahomes only got 12 points instead of like the 20 he was projected. Thank God. I'm 5-2 now. Let's go.
All right. Speaking of some nice blowouts, hey, 49ers beat the Patriots 33-6.
Holy fuck this game.
Yeah, Cam Newton got pulled because he was 9 for 15, 98 yards, and 3 interceptions, no touchdowns.
Cam Newton is not Superman anymore. He should retire. I'm sorry, but
I think you're probably right.
Point,
Now, the first couple of weeks, I thought he was doing great. I thought we were going to be looking at a good return for Cam Newton.
He was okay. First couple weeks.
He has not been looking good since he came back from having COVID.
Hey,
he's retired.
Hey, BBR, remember that trade with when I traded Cam Newton for Jonathan Taylor? It's looking a lot better for me right now.
Oh yeah.
Every trade I've made this season has ended up with one of the people who got in return tearing their ACL.
ACL tears. But
yeah,
San Fran just demolished.
There's
what's that running back?
Jeff Wilson Jr. had 17 carries for 112 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That, man? Let me go see if he's picked upable.
I used to have him and I dropped him.
I'm pretty sure he's not playing this week, and that's why everyone went crazy to try to pick up Michael Hasty.
Yeah, he's hurt. He got hurt on his last touchdown.
IR now, so yeah, you go pick him
Jeff
up.
Wilson?
Yes.
Yeah, you go pick him up, Tony. You go.
Look, my 2 running backs right now are James Conner and Cordero Patterson.
Yo, I could have traded you Devontae Freeman, but no, I got Jared Goff for Devontae Freeman. Pretty good trade.
Yeah, all right.
Dude,
so
I don't have anywhere else to trade.
Jimmy G was 20 for 25 with 277 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. So we got those rushing touchdowns. Look, 49ers good again. I'm glad
I wouldn't say good.
I would.
Better. They're better.
Better. They're not good.
They're better than they were early in the year.
They versed a Cam Newton. They versed a Patriots of a Cam Newton team who Cam Newton played like shit, and literally fucking it's just oh my god.
Yeah, I feel bad. I really want to root for Cam, but
the Niners, I want to do well, but I don't see them making the playoffs right now.
No, I see
the Rams.
that division's too good, man.
I see Niners go win because I see them like a 6 or 7 seed probably. Just taking
I
it
don't know. The Rams, the Cardinals, the Bucks and Saints, they're all damn good teams that are just gonna wrap up those wild card spots. I think the Seahawks, although they lost to the Cardinals here, I think they still have the division under wraps.
I agree.
So at this point, you have the Cardinals. This is the teams in the playoff hunt for the NFC. the Niners, the Cardinals. Sorry, for the wild card at least. Niners, Cardinals, Rams, Bucks/Saints, whoever doesn't win the division, and then even Carolina's in there. But
I forgot the Lions. They're 3-2
What about
right
Chicago?
now. What about Chicago?
you know, yeah, I see Chicago. I see Chicago falling off. Like I love Chicago, and I want to see them do well.
Are they
I
5-1
see them
right now? Chicago's 5-1.
They're
5-2.
5-2.
But, like,
They could very possibly
the,
take the
the
division.
Chicago has shown that they cannot play playoff teams. I'm sorry, BDR, but they
Hey,
can't.
hey, we're not the Cowboys. All I got
That's
to
true.
Hey,
But-
the Lions are better than the Cowboys. At least I
The
can say
Bears cannot play the Bears cannot beat playoff teams.
Yeah, forgot about the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks.
The Bucks were different. They were.
Was
a
it,
different
though?
team. it's an anomaly.
Anyway,
No, I think it was a good
Okay,
showing of how
you
good the
could
defense
definitely
is.
say it's
That's saying I don't think the Niners.
Holy
make it.
shit,
I
that
think they
that
get
got out of hand
first down.
fast.
Go back next game.
Talk shit.
All
get
right,
hit. That's
Jaguars
how it
at the Chargers. Finally, Justin Herbert got a win. By the way, Justin Herbert, second quarterback, first one only being Mahomes to throw for over 250 yards in his first 5 starts. Look at that.
All I gotta say is, Minshew might get traded.
He's hurt right now.
Yeah,
Isn't
he's
he?
hurt.
It just
He's been
came out
hiding
that
an
he was-
injury. He's been hiding an injury for
Thanks
a while.
for Trevor.
Chargers won 39 to 29. Herbert was 27 for 43 for 347 yards and 3 touchdowns, and goddamn did he look good. This was finally Keenan Allen, 10 receptions, 425 yards. I mean, this was finally, and you know what? The Chargers were only leading by 2 going into the half, and then they just kind of ran away with it.
Chargers are going to the playoffs.
I would love to see it, but their record's pretty bad. It's gonna be hard to come back from.
Because they didn't start Herbert the first 3 games.
They've fallen
No.
on the wrong side of too many one-score
They
games.
did. I thought week 1 was
If
the
they
only...
win all of those, they're insane right now.
Exactly, and I think that's a test to Herbert gaining more. I think give Herbert more credit. He is carrying this team.
I agree. He's doing great. Week 1 was the only game he didn't play.
Give him
by the way.
give him more reps. Give him more chances to end those one-score games, and I think he starts to win them. And I think eventually the Chargers probably sneak in at maybe 9-7, 8-8.
Can I just say that this is literally the second time now where Tyrod Taylor's been outperformed by a rookie?
Wally pipped.
Tyrod Taylor was first. It was Baker.
Tyrod Taylor is the new Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, whoever that is.
Drew Bledsoe
What?
Drew Bledsoe was a quarterback for the Patriots that got injured, and then Tom Brady came in, and then he also got injured with the Cowboys, and then Tony Romo came in.
How did I know who Drew Bledsoe is in Frosted? I've been in football for like 4 years.
I don't know because I haven't. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
What
Continue,
the hell,
next thing.
Frost? All right. Yo, what is it with Sunday Night Football, man? What is it with Seattle and Sunday Night Football games? They're always bangers. Seattle at the
Seattle
Cardinals.
was a great team.
Cardinals win 37-34 in overtime with 15 seconds left on the clock. God fucking damn it, this was a great game. This was probably the best game of the season, in my opinion, so far.
Still gotta hold it to Atlanta, Dallas.
Yeah, of course you are.
I love that game.
Shut the fuck up. No.
I still think the craziness of this game, the fact that the Cardinals were down at one point by 27-14 and were able to come back, looked like they're going to come back down. They're down by 10 again. They come back again, score a field goal with time expiring on the clock to go into overtime. They don't get it. It looks like they hold the Seahawks to not scoring. Cardinals get the ball back, but they don't score. The Seahawks throw an interception, and then they get a field goal to win the game. This was incredible. This was an incredible game.
All I gotta say is if anyone had any wide receivers from Seattle and/or Cardinals, they got a lot.
Yeah,
of
Tyler
points.
Lockett had like 50 points in fantasy.
44 points. And
15 receptions, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Russell Wilson was 33 for 50 for 388 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He also had 6 carries for 84 yards. Kyler Murray was 30 for 48, 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, interception. He also led his team in rushing with 14 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. D-Hop, 10 receptions for 103 yards and a touchdown. Look, these 2 teams are great, and I look forward to seeing them continue to play. Again, that's going to be a damn good game.
This is the NFC Championship.
I would love to see this game as an NFC Championship.
The NFC Championship.
This would be a fantastic game. Absolutely. Any doubts I had about Arizona after they lost to Detroit, they're gone. I
Yo,
think
This
they're
is the
good.
NFC
yo,
Championship.
yo, can I say, this is just a testament to everything. Lions beat the Cardinals. Cardinals beat the Seattle, just beat Seattle, aka Gondo Bondo. Lions are better than Seattle.
Yeah, the Eagles also beat the Packers last year. Would that make us better than the Packers last year? The 13-3 NFC Championship contender Packers.
Yeah, Eagles, yeah. Mondo, it just reminds me of two or 3 years ago when the Lions beat the Patriots. Amando Jumbo.
What? Is he
What?
okay?
Like,
Anyway,
all right, so we've had him taking a shit on the cast, and now he's smoking weed on the cast. What's going on?
Having a stroke.
Like the fucking,
Hey, at least he's not
like Rob Manfred.
Manfred.
Oh, by the way, I didn't do it. Congrats to the Dodgers. There we go. I got it out of the way. Yeah, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, the Dodgers won the World Series, and Rob Manfred was given the MVP award. And if you haven't seen it, you should go look up the clip because it's fucking hilarious. We'll get to that anyway. So, we got one more game to talk about.
No, we don't. We can move on.
We got one more game to
number
talk
8,
about.
going into-
Chicago Bears visited the LA Rams, and I didn't even watch this game. Rams won 24-10. I'll run through a quick stat check for you. Nick Foles was 28 for 40 for 261 yards, no touchdowns, but hey, 2 interceptions. That's pretty good.
The Bears are the worst team above 500.
I kind of agree with that.
Worst team above 500.
No offense to BBR.
Still
They were only
better
down
record.
10-3 going into the half, and then the Rams just kind of fucked them in the ass, and it was that. What do you think about that, BBR? No need to be harsh on you.
I forget which teams we were talking about, but you were talking about bad offensive lines. I think this is the worst one in the league. It is bad. And it hurts to say, I mean, Foles is the better throwing quarterback, but this is the situation that you kind of needed Mitchell Trubisky to start in. 'cause
I
if he has
agree.
to
He has more
scramble-
mobility.
Yeah, but I mean, I get the situation. You can't keep switching back and forth between the two. You got to give one, a rhythm to get set into. But,
Yeah.
I mean, Foles kind of let it leak. He was talking to the analyst, and you can't really call set plays for a 5+ step drop back for your line not to give you time to throw the ball. And that's the plays we've been running. It's been awfully, awfully coached. Matt Nagy needs to give up play calling. Because if you're going to run Cordero Patterson on 4th down one more time, fans are going to fucking lose it.
Let's go, Cordell Patterson! My
Like,
starting RB2.
He has the most telegraphed plays because anytime he's out there, he's getting the ball.
Anyone else have anything to say about this game before we move on?
Fuck the Bears. They don't exist. They're out of the playoffs.
I still think they can,
You
just 'cause
love
they're
seeing the Bears. You love seeing the Bears lose games that they probably should do decently well in, and then the Lions should have beaten them. You love to see it. You just love to see it.
All right, let's take a look at Week 8 tonight. In just a couple hours, because we're recording this right before it uploads, right before Thursday Night Football. Falcons at the Panthers. Panthers are favored by 2. I'm taking the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers.
Panthers.
This is a tough one. I think I'm gonna take the Falcons here.
Oh, going outlier. Finally, BBR gets to be the outlier.
I think it's gonna be a shootout.
I'm gonna say this right now, and I forgot to mention this during the versus Lions game. The only team I think in last 30 years, the Falcons have now blown after having a 90% probability of winning, have lost games. They had a 96% chance of winning against the Lions, and they lost.
They are
And then-
trash.
We're gonna say that. Literally, your entry said, and I quote, "I have a better chance of my fat ass getting on the field and playing a game of this happening to any NFL team." And I quote. Let me see if I can pull it up on.
But maybe BBR's right. Who knows?
Apparently, this game's supposed to be super windy as well from tropical storm winds. So I want to see the kicking in this game. I hope we can come back to comment.
This will be
Right.
fine. If anyone has Joey Sly, get another kicker.
This game's gonna be a fucking shootout.
I just recognized we missed a trade.
Who?
Everson Griffin going to the Lions.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Everson Griffin, yeah.
Everson
Goodbye,
Griffin.
Everson Griffin.
Going
Bye.
to the Lions. Look at that.
I mean, when we want to pay $3.5 million for a Pro Bowl defensive end, I'll take it.
We got some picks.
It's only 3.5. You got like a 6th round pick. What do you
Hey,
need?
could be a fifth. Could
Could
be
be
a
a
fifth.
fifth. Could be a fifth. Maybe.
Just remember,
The
Tom Brady was
Cowboys
in the
are
6th round.
notoriously good at drafting late.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway. next
They
game.
are. They're notoriously good at drafting late.
All right,
Shut up, Tony.
Patriots at the Bills, two teams who did not score a touchdown last week.
Bills.
I'm taking the Bills. Bills are favored by 4, by the way.
Bills, yeah.
Bills.
I don't think you can pick the Patriots here. They have not looked well.
They have not looked good, that's for sure.
Hold on, let me actually type this into my fucking confidence pick so I can actually do it.
All right, well, I'm going to keep going just to spite you. Titans at the Bengals. Titans are favored by 5.5. I think this is a pretty solid win for the Titans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Titans.
I would say so. Yeah. The Bengals will keep it close, but yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably be like a shootout at the end.
Yeah.
Raiders at the Browns. Now, this is a game between two teams that I did not like going into this year and have exceeded my expectations, but I still can't see them getting anything higher than a very low wild card spot. Cleveland is favored by 2.5 as a home team that really doesn't tell you much. I'm gonna take Las Vegas. I'm gonna take the Raiders.
I'm going to take the Raiders as well. I love the Browns and I want to see them do well, but I don't see it.
I have Raiders. I'll just say Raiders.
Raiders are also great.
I will be
away.
taking the Browns.
Wow.
The Raiders are also great on the road.
BBR the contrarian twice and already, and I haven't even contrared yet. That's not a word. Colts at the Lions. The Colts are favored by 3. I'm not wild about the Colts, but I'm still going to take them this game, I think.
One of the best defenses in the league. I'm going to go with Indy.
I'm going Detroit, baby. You can't get my hype train down. We going 10-6. This is a game we winning, boys.
It's really depressing.
you
You're for a
underestimate
10-6 barely making the playoffs team.
you underestimate the amount of the Lions having Kenny Galladay and Deion Swift. You
Can we just
underestimate
mute them?
BBR,
I have
BBR,
one
what's your
question
pick?
before I make my pick.
Oh.
How good is the red zone defense of the Lions?
I mean, it's not that bad. Think about it. They stopped the 4th and 5 against the Falcons last week.
But that's the Falcons.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, the Falcons offense.
I think
pretty
I'm
damn
taking-
Well, okay, that's a good point. Falcons' offense has been a very good
They're
offense this
pretty damn
year.
good on 4th and 5, and they were in the red zone, and they stopped them.
They
I
got
think
a
I'm
damn
taking
good.
the Lions here because I think Philip Rivers is shit in the bed this game.
Oh, I'm 100% picking this on the defense of the Colts. 100%.
Oh, yeah, same.
I would like to see Philip Rivers do okay just because I have T.Y. Hilton and I need him to score some points. But hey,
You're underestimating the gunslinger, gosh slinger, motherfucking Matthew Stafford.
All right, so Vikings and
Yeah, he threw one
Alright.
touchdown last week, so
All
Vi-
right, so Vikings
all right,
and
Vikings at the Packers. Packers are favored by 6.5. I just want to say before we make our picks. All right, cool. I just want to say before. All right, I'm picking the Packers. Go ahead.
Yeah, Packers.
I don't know. What if whatever you had to say was really important? And I want to wait now. What were you gonna say?
What I was going to say was, remember going into this was a week 1 matchup where we said this is going to be a good game. This was basically two sides of the coin where there was people like me who thought the Vikings were going to be great, and people like BBR who didn't see why people thought that and thought the Packers were going to be better. And
I will
BBR was
argue-
right.
I will argue with this. The first game, they looked pretty good, not gonna lie. Going against Aaron Rodgers, scoring 36 points on that
All right,
defense.
but my problem was
offense
that
was
I thought
good.
this team was going to be really good because I liked their defense, and they sucked major ass cheeks.
Aaron Rodgers is pissed. He wants an MVP. You cannot go up against a very angry Aaron Rodgers.
I
He
mean,
will torch them.
the Bucks were pretty. They went up. The Bucks went up against an angry Aaron Rodgers, and he threw what? Like what? 2 interceptions? A pick
Yeah, but
six?
the Bucks haven't Ndamukong Suh,
He
so
wasn't as angry. He wasn't as angry.
he was chiller that time. He'd been on a winning
He
streak.
was a lot more
Just
chill. He was a lot
gotta
more
get over
He
it.
smoked some of the marijuana.
We're all
Yeah,
picking.
yeah.
We're all picking Green Bay, right?
All right.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
All right.
And the rest one, we don't even have to look at it. Let's just go on. Keep
Looking
moving.
more on in the NAACF. Oh wait, this is an NFL game. Jets at the Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 19.5.
Yeah, I know. Just
Yeah,
like the Jets are a dumpster fire. They're going 0-16. Keep going.
This is like the
Oh,
worst team visiting the
oh,
best
I think-
team.
Only thing I gotta say is if you got anyone on the Chiefs, start them this week because they're no matter what they're making money.
Well,
I
it looks like
disagree.
LJ's
There's
gonna
only
fucking
one
win again.
football.
LJ has both Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guess what? Yeah, guess what? Last week LJ should would have beaten me if they actually would have performed to their performance. But they both played like shit. So
LJ dropped both of them dropped 50 points on me the week I played LJ.
I would like to call out that I remind people every week, you do not fuck with that big of a point line.
If I was a betting man, I would still take it. That's how confident I am in the
Hey,
Chiefs
Tony,
being
hey,
that
Tony, I have a
good.
question for you. How's it feel going 1-6 in fantasy? How's it feel going 1-6?
It feels like I have had 11 people injured this season on my fantasy.
I'm feeling pretty good going 5-2 right now. PDR 6-1 right now. Be second in my division. I feel pretty good.
All right.
I'm 1-6 because my division's tough as shit, and I just keep getting injured. So
Your division tough and shit. I mean, if MCD actually performed up to performance, we would actually be talking good. But me and you are carrying our division.
I have five. I had 5 people who were on my week 1 starting list who are now out with ACL tears. Only ACL tears.
I'm tied for number 2 right now.
All right, moving on.
Rams at the Dolphins. Rams are favored by
Rams.
3.5. I'm taking the Rams.
I love the Dolphins right now, but Rams.
They pulled off a miracle and not doing it again.
Here's a key thing. I think they're starting Tua, and Tua doesn't have barely any NFL experience. So yeah,
Literally like 2 drives.
Yeah. So literally, it's gonna come into with that. Going against Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, no, I think he'll do well this game. But
This is a rough returning game for him.
Thoughts and prayers to Tua having to face Aaron Donald.
Yeah, it's rough.
Oh my god, I will love it if he tears his like.
Why would you love it?
Why would you love it?
Why
What
would
is
you?
wrong with
No,
you?
it's not funny. Are you kidding me?
That'd be funny as hell.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
All right, Frost
All
says
right,
some
shut
fucked
up.
up shit. Steelers at the Ravens. Now this is a big deciding game. Ravens are favored by
Steelers.
4. I'm taking the Ravens.
I'm going Ravens. I think they go home and home this year.
Come on, BBR, make Frost the contrarian.
Yeah, I don't know. The Steelers don't impress me enough. I'm gonna go
Yes.
with the Ravens.
Hey, when the Steelers win, y'all owe me $5.
I'm not giving you any
Yeah,
money.
I'm not agreeing to that.
I'm going. I think they go home and home this year.
I could see
Ravens,
that.
Steelers.
You'd be
I'm
surprised.
taking the Ravens though. I'm definitely taking Chargers to the Broncos. I think this is a Chargers win locked in stone.
Yeah, it's a Chargers one.
Chargers are favored by
Broncos do not look good.
Chargers are favored by 3.
Chargers.
Give me a Herbert show.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, I wish his name.
We're looking at the next game, and I'm looking at the fucking point line.
What's the next game?
Saints at the Bears. Saints are favored by 4.5.
They're favored by 4.5, and the Saints have a worse record.
Yeah.
Fuck the Bears, man.
I'm taking the
sorry.
Saints in this game.
I'm sorry, BVR, but I don't think you guys can stop Alvin Kamara. Michael Thomas is probably going to be back for this game. I don't know.
That's,
if you guys
that's
can
not
stop.
confirmed.
I can't. Yeah, but still, Alvin Kamara, such a fucking beast. Like he's number 2, number 1 running back right now in the league. I can't stop. I cannot pick the Saints. I have to pick the Saints. Sorry.
PBR.
Who's your pick?
If Michael Thomas doesn't play, I give him a better shot, but I still think the Saints.
Michael Thomas returned to practice.
It
he's
doesn't
playing.
mean he's
gonna
playing.
play. He's probably gonna
He,
play.
he could punch out another teammate.
All right, 49ers at the Seahawks. I'm
Yeah.
taking Seattle's favored only by 3. Wow, that's interesting. I'm taking Seattle.
I'm picking Seattle.
They might go home and home this year, but I'm still going Seattle.
Do I do it?
Go on, BBR. Be a 3-time contrarian.
No, I'll go to the Seahawks as much as I want to go to the Niners.
All right, Sunday Night Football. Cowboys at the Eagles. Eagles are favored by 9. I'm taking the Birds.
Hold on. Do you see this point spread?
Yeah.
Just taking a jab back at Tony.
No, I don't. The Cowboys have no fucking quarterback.
The Bears don't either.
Look,
What's the point?
as much as I want, I'm in my confidence picks. I'm going to put Dallas at 1, just because either way, it's either going to be Dallas or Eagles at 1, because I don't have faith in either team. Overall, I do think the Eagles will probably win this. However, there could be a chance that the Cowboys have a history of just random quarterbacks coming out of nowhere in the late rounds that all of a sudden are pretty good. So it wouldn't surprise me if Ben DiNucci actually has a good start and actually does all right and like keeps the Cowboys afloat in this game.
Oh, listen. I'll tell you this right now. I feel like it'll be a. I think he'll do all right. I don't think he'll do good, like amazing, but I think he'll do all right for a start. But the Eagles, Eagles win this.
I think we're all forgetting. The reason the Eagles are going to win this game is because Nate Gary isn't playing. And that's really all there is to it.
Mm.
One of the worst
But
linebackers ever.
there's some things that it definitely could go wrong with the Eagles, but there's also something that like if the Cowboys just play feasibly and the Eagles are shooting themselves, then you could give it to Cowboys, but
Yeah.
because the Eagles do have a history of them shooting themselves so many times.
I'm trusting in Travis. That's what I'm doing.
But the Cowboys, I don't think they've been shooting themselves this year, except for when the fucking goddamn defense decided to explode. But they don't shoot themselves as much as the Eagles, so this very well could be just Cowboys stealing a win because of the fact that the Eagles keep shooting themselves. But I don't see that being likely.
Anyway, Cowboy. Okay, Philly wins. What's next game?
Monday Night Football, Bucks at the Giants. Is anyone not taking the
Oh my
Tampa Bay
God.
Buccaneers favored by 11.5?
I'm not taking the Buccaneers. Daniel Jones is the new Tom Brady killer. The Giants kill Tom Brady.
Listen here, Connor. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, yeah, no Bucks win.
Yeah,
The Giants kill Tom Brady.
I'm more curious why this game doesn't have a line.
What? I have a line of 11.5.
No, I don't see it. Okay.
Yeah, I see 11.5.
All right. That's all we got. Thanks everyone for
Forward.
watching.